Hey, it's Stratejinn, and welcome back to Stratejinn, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. When we left off last time, we had just created the command nexus. We had eliminated the hive and kicked the I was going to say the planeteers, the peacekeepers off of our island. We're only a short distance away from these guys over here, and we fought a war with Miriam. Right now we're building a sea colony pod. Here, 2 more turns, we're going to build our first sea colony. Oh, Lady Deidre, how are you doing today? Provost and Stratejinn the Brilliant, thank you. It is ever a pleasure to match wits with you. I, Lady Deidre of the Guidance, am at your service. Okay, what's up? I must caution you that my engineers have completed an advanced impact destroyer prototype. Okay, so that's a naval unit. A destroyer is like a battleship. It's 426 on the sea, right? The first units are entering service now, rendering my forces practically invincible. Okay. Information on synthetic fossil fuels could prove quite useful to my environmental initiatives. Can you transmit it to me as a personal favor? Nice try, Lady Deidre, but that information is confidential. Have it your way then, Provost and Stratejinn, but bear in mind that friendship is a two-way street. They always do this. They always demand things of you and then say, you're not a very good friend to me at all. I believe we're finished here.
Production complete.
Okay.
Production
okay, so they built a sea colony pod. I'm going to change this over. We're going to build... see, we don't have the ability to build any battleships, really. We've got these foils and skim ships, but no battleships. I'm going to have them build a research hospital. Okay, so this is a sea colony pod. You'll notice that this is on a unit with a square with some resources, and then there's kind of this, I don't know, how would you describe that as looking like kind of cloudy stuff on the surface? That's sea fungus.
Pod recovered.
We've discovered a sea farming pod from the Unity. Kelp forest has proliferated in this region. So kelp forest is basically the same as the forest on land, but it's on the sea. Because of its proximity to fertile land and other resources, this would be an excellent location to build a base. No, it wouldn't. It would not be an excellent location to build a base. It's right next to the UN Planetary Trust. It would take up all of this stuff from it. We don't want to do that. So we're not going to do that.
Production
you ivory tower intellectuals must not lose touch with the world of industrial growth and hard currency. It is all very well and good to pursue these high-minded scientific theories, but research grants are expensive, and you must justify your existence by providing not only knowledge, but concrete and profitable applications as well. CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan, The Ethics of Greed.
So we've got applied relativity, which basically is something along the lines of nuclear power, basically, is applied relativity. This allows us to build the base facility, the super collider. As the university, we really want that one. Even more than we wanted the planetary data links, we want the super collider, believe me. And we want to build it in our capital, university base. Unified field theory and photon wave mechanics are technologies that we can research. Okay, so sea fungus slows the movement of surface ships. Okay, so we just moved through sea fungus there.
pod recovered.
Okay, we recovered a sonar pod containing data on the surrounding area. We'd already explored it, so we don't get any extra benefit. But you'll notice that my pod has quite a lot of moves compared to
Production population reached.
other units. Yes, I know you've reached the maximum population. Change that to rec commons. And then we're going to put some Q in there. We're going to put in a children's creche and a research hospital and a pressure dome. Okay. Yeah, so you'll notice that he has a bunch more moves than other units.
Pod recovered.
Okay, so again, kelp forest that we planted. Okay, so there's Citizens Defense Force. I don't think we're anywhere close to being finished with that. Okay, do I want to build a base here? Sure, why not? That's actually a pretty good spot to build a base. How close are we to the Citizens Defense Force? Oh, no, we're not going to make it. Okay, we're not going to make it in time to do that. But I will build a base here, the Marine Institute. Okay. Okay, I'm going to hurry this guy
Request confirmation.
because I want to make sure we've got somebody in there so it doesn't get seized.
Turn complete.
Darn it. Ah, nuts. Yeah, see, they get the Citizens Defense Force. As the writhing, teeming mass of mindworms swarmed over the outer perimeter, we saw the defenders recoil in horror. "Stay calm! Use your flame guns!" shouted the commander, but to no avail. It is well known that the mindworm boil uses psychic terror to paralyze its prey, and then carefully implants ravenous larvae into the brains of its still conscious victims. Even with the best weapons, only the most disciplined troops can resist this horrific attack. Lady Deirdre's Sky, our secret war. So Greenhouse Gate built the Citizens Defense Force.
When beholding the tranquil beauty and brilliancy of the ocean's skin, one forgets the tiger heart that pants beneath it, and would not willingly remember that this velvet paw but conceals a remorseless fang. Herman Melville, Moby Dick, Datalinks.
Okay. Alright, so we're going to change that. Okay, so we want to... So we've got a lot of production ability here. I think we want to get... I guess we can just do the Super Collider there, I guess. We'll just do the Super Collider this base.
Project initiated.
Because we really want that one. Let me go over here. I'm going to change this to... they got a really strong defense. What else can we make here? We want to make something that's going to do... Ooh, Chaos Artillery. Let's do that. And then we're going to hurry it.
Request confirmation.
Okay, and then I want to activate this unit. Because he's better on offense. Good. Okay.
Combat report.
We destroyed 2 units. Sweet. And looks like we've removed that threat. So this guy's going to stay where he's at. I'm going to change this to... Now you notice that this does not have the pressure dome because it's an aquatic base. Basically what the pressure dome does is it protects your base in the event that it's flooded. Rec Commons, as usual. We don't want to get any drones, and he's going to stay where he's at.
Production
Observe the
complete.
razorbeak as it tends so carefully to the fungal blooms. Just the right bit from the yellow, then a swatch from the pink. Follow the glow mites as they gather and organize the fallen spores. What higher order guides their work? Mark my words, someone or something is managing the ecology of this planet. Lady Deirdre Sky, Planet Dreams.
Okay, so we got this research Centauri empathy, which is like feeling good about the planet and feeling good with the planet. But it's good because it allows us to build the biology lab and the Empath Guild. It allows us to research Centauri meditation. There's this whole line of like New Age malarkey that you can go through with the green guys if you want to. But now we can build mindworms. So we can build our own mindworms. I haven't brought this up before, but if you've noticed, you can see Miriam's little green units. They're actually, some of them are actually mindworm boils. Because what she does is she starts out with a lot of Centauri techs researched. So she gets this stuff early and she can make her own mindworm boils, which she then uses to attack people. And it also allows, those are allowed to move through fungus much easier. So this allows us to do the empath song as well, and miscellaneous stuff is it allows us to use the green model of our economy. Roads can be built in fungus squares from now on. No. Okay, so we got another interlude from the Book of Planet. Anytime you make one of these New Age advances with the gobbledygook about, you know, psychic powers and so forth, you're going to get one of these interludes from the Book of Planet, mission year 2258. Reporting, Provost. The young functionary stands stiffly at attention. Born in the early years of planetfall, she belongs to a generation which knows Earth only as a distant legend. That was 158 years ago, dude. Natalia, I have a special assignment for you, you say, fixing her with an intense stare. These samples must be taken to Dr. Fedorov at Fecundity Tower. See to it personally. Everybody at the university is Russian for some reason. You hand her a lead-lined security case. The cryopack inside contains the stuff of nightmares, mindworm specimens, viable specimens, captured and preserved at the cost of untold lives. Fedorov's team has studied the recent mindworm upsurge and claims that the worm boils act as a sort of regulator for planet's ecology. Human settlements is disrupting the native ecosystem, and the mindworms are swarming like a kind of ecological antibody. Fedorov has also reached an even more ominous conclusion. With modern biology lab facilities, mindworms could be bred in captivity and used as horrifying weapons against other human factions. At once, Provost, Natalia says, stepping backward into the accessway. Efficient, competent, and far better disciplined than the use of 21st century Earth you left behind, Natalia is grown up in a world fraught with very real dangers. Terrifying dangers once the exclusive province in the same manner of legends and tales to which Earth itself is now consigned. Okay, so basically we're going to let this guy heal up. And that guy's going to stay where he's at. Yeah, so that was a...
Complete.
So you saw that was a little mindworm boil there. So we're going to build the Empath Guild. Okay. That guy's going to stay where he's at. See, that's a mindworm boil that belongs to Deidre. Okay, so we got more forest.
Production complete.
Okay, so another one. Change this to have you build a biology lab.
Turn complete.
If I actually want to change this to Empath Guild.
Project initiated.
Okay, so we've got those guys going. We don't need an ECM Chaos Squad. Why are you building that? Let's build a... let's build a children's crash. And then Q. Biology hat lab. And research hospital. Yeah, so since we're the university, we want to focus on research a lot because we get a bonus for that to begin with. We want to build all those things that are going to get our boost our stuff. Okay, so the kelp expands. Just like the forest, the kelp will also expand according to some sort of random number generator. Uh-oh.
Maximum population reached.
Well, we see the that the lousy peacekeepers have returned. What do I want to do here? You. Activate unit. I want you to come down. Move unit to here. Yes, switch to the main view screen. Provost and Theogen, I see you're very busy dreaming up new ways to exterminate our species, but are you prepared once again to face your old enemy Lal, a brother of the Peacekeepers? Well, considering that your might is anemic, I'm going to say yes, I'm perfectly... You say, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Petty little threats.
Production complete.
Okay. So we're going to go to UN Planetary Trust. I'm going to change this to... We're going to build our very first mindworm boil. Mindworm. Okay. Uh-oh, industrial collapse at Miriam's Bane. -1 minerals in every square for the next 10 years. That sucks.
Enemy project initiated.
Okay, so we're way ahead of her on that one.
Our first challenge is to create an entire economic infrastructure from top to bottom out of whole cloth. No gradual evolution from previous economic systems is possible because there is no previous economic system. Each interdependent piece must be materialized simultaneously and in perfect working order. Otherwise, the system will crash out before it ever gets off the ground. CEO Nwabuda K. Morgan, the Centauri Monopoly.
Okay, so we've researched industrial economics, which allows us to build the energy bank. So that boosts your ability to produce energy. When instead of during the stockpile energy thing, you'll get more energy. It also allows us to research industrial automation and environmental economics. We're really lagging behind in terms of the industrial stuff that we do because we're the science guys and not the industry guys. It allows us to now use the free market economic model and increases our commerce income from treaties and pacts. Okay, so this guy, no, we're going to await preparations.
Is in order.
Although planet's native life is based, like Earth's, on right-handed DNA and codes for all the same amino acids, the inevitable chemical and structural differences from a billion years of evolution in an alien environment render the native plant life highly poisonous to humans. Juicy ripe grenade fruits may look appealing, but a mouthful of organonitrates will certainly change your mind in a hurry. Lady Deidre Sky, A Comparative Biology of Planet.
Okay, so we just built the biology lab. Oops, cancel, I want to change. So you can see we've got the opportunity of doing the energy bank now. We want to build some units to attack. I'm going to build a... we're going to do an ECM Chaos Squad. Okay. Okay, good work. Alright, got some mindworms. Okay, so we got another interlude from the Book of Planet. Basically what's happened is, I already know what's prompted this, is we've built our first mindworm unit. So now it's going to give us another interlude. Natalia, I need you to join Dr. Fedorov's team at UN Planetary Trust, you say, indicating a base in the secure zone on your 3D holo. Standing below the dais of your audience chamber, your aide appears no older than she did on the day she first joined your personal staff. Natalia has clearly kept to a strict longevity regimen. Now at 168 planet years, one of your most effective talents, she is ready for her first major independent assignment. Really? It took her 168 years to get that point? Have I offended, Provost, that you send me away? Hardly, Natalia. Your DNA imprints indicate an aptitude for the new psi training. A genetic diagram swirls into view on the holo, with the relevant portion of chromosome 21 highlighted. Dr. Fedorov and his military ecologists have been breeding mindworm specimens in captivity, and they believe that a properly trained telepath can be bonded to the nascent boil, making it an extension of the self. Become a mindworm boil? Natalia asks, somewhat horrified. Become? Not really. Control? Yes. Natalia, the military potential of this discovery cannot be overemphasized, and you are the only talent I trust for such an assignment. We need brood trainers, Natalia, and I need you to be the first, the leader. As you wish, Provost, Natalia says, steeling herself to the mission. As she retreats from the dais, you are troubled by a vision of Natalia clawing at her face, mottled worms spilling from her eye sockets. You hope you have not signed Natalia's death warrant, for she has been a most promising talent.
Production complete.
Okay. So, University, mission year 2268, University xenobiologists breed their first native life forms. Lady Deidre of the Gaians already bred mankind's first native life forms on mission year 2239. So, basically, xenobiology is the study of alien life forms rather than Earth-based life forms. So again, we got another little thing on our thing here, which is over here. So this is our first mindworm unit. Okay. Alright, we're going to destroy those guys. Again, more kelp, more forest.
Air power rests at the apex of the first triad of victory, for it combines mobility, flexibility, and initiative. Spartan Battle Manual.
Okay, so we just researched the doctrine air power, which allows us to build, for the very first time, air weaponry. Right? This allows us to build the aerospace complex, which is the equivalent of the command center in your bases. Allows you to basically repair air units very quickly. It allows us to research the mind-the-machine interface and orbital spaceflight. And it allows us to build the needle jet and allows us to have air superiority with our units. And now our formers can execute the construct airbase order. No. And you'll notice over there's a little battle between one of Deidre's floating units and a floating mindworm unit. Just because you tame your own mindworms doesn't mean that native ones all of a sudden like you. They can still be a bunch of jerks, a little bunch of butts. Alright, so we've got this mindworm boil. Oh, we've got more of these guys. Great. Hercules, Alpha Centauri B, is approaching perihelion. For the next 20 years, we expect native life activity to increase dramatically. So again, our second sun is getting much closer. I'm going to move these guys back in here. Morgan wants to talk to me. Okay, Morgan, what do you want? So we meet again, Provost and Stratejinn. I trust your research is proceeding to your satisfaction. I am, as always, CEO Morgan of the Morganites. Yes, you are. I must caution you that my engineers have completed the Advanced Plasma Garrison Prototype 131. The first units are entering service now, rendering my forces practically invincible. Provost, you are in contravention of Morgan corporate policy. You must pay the fine of 100 energy credits at once or suffer the consequences. I'm not a part of Morgan Corporate Industries or whatever you want to call it. I don't have to go to your sensitivity training or whatever it is you want to send me to. I'm going to say so sue me. Always the insouciant one, eh? And Stratejinn, it is sad that exterminating your pathetic faction will provide so little sport. Leave me alone.
Production complete.
Okay, Rec Commons built. Change this to... Now notice that we can't build very much here. We want to build a children's creche. Okay, so this guy we're going to use... We're going to attack first. Perfect. Move that guy in there. Have him stay there. Have you stay there to heal up.
Production complete.
What did we just produce? Research hospital. Okay, so they're building a pressure dome next. Okay. I want to have this guy stay here. But this guy, if I put it on the fungus, yeah, he gets a attack bonus for being on the fungus, I believe. The brood trainers of our mindworms are gaining experience and have nurtured their unit to pre-boil status, so it's going to get a little bigger.
Production
In the
complete.
borehole pressure mines 100 kilometers beneath planet's surface, at the Mohorovičić discontinuity where crust gives way to mantle, temperatures often reach levels well in excess of 1,000 degrees Celsius. Exploitation of planet's resources under such brutal conditions has required quantum advances in robotic and teleoperational technology. Morgan Industries Limited, Annual Report.
Okay, so we've researched industrial automation. Basically, the idea here is that we're using robots to do a lot more of our work for us, so that it frees up our people to go do other things. Base facilities. Now we can build a HAB complex, which we desperately need for our university base. We can also build a planetary transit system. Technologies we can build are silk steel alloys, doctrine initiative, and neural grafting, as well as industrial nanorobotics. Our unit advances, we can now build a supply transport equipment, which allows us to build a supply crawler. And miscellaneous is we can now use the wealth wealth value for our units. So let me show you what's going on with our social engineering. So we can now do wealth. We want to do knowledge because we get a research boost. We can now we have all the economic modes unlocked. We can do free market, planned, or green. I think a good idea would be to do green. We don't have as much growth, a bonus to our growth, but it really boosts our efficiency, which makes it a lot easier to research stuff because we don't have to construct stuff because we don't have as much support costs. Okay, it's going to cost us 8 credits, so do that. So you notice that our boil here is a little bigger. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to change this over to a HAB complex, which is this here, because we desperately need it for the university base. It keeps growing and keeps running into problems. This guy's going to stay where he's at.
Enemy project initiated.
Oh, crap.
Enemy project initiated.
All right. Everybody's
Complete.
initiated that. The hive. Okay, so he's got... Okay, planetary transport system.
Project initiated.
What about you and Planetary Trust? How much would that take? Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that over here.
Project initiated.
Okay, so these guys are fine. How much longer until the Empath Guild is finished? 3 turns. Sweet. Okay, I didn't actually need that anymore, but we'll keep them around in case we might need them later on. Okay. Okay, so kelp expands. More kelp expands. So now that we have C units and we've got kelp forests, it's going to start popping those up. We didn't really care about it before, but it's useful to know, they have these kelp units around there because they act like forests do. You can go down here. Okay, so that's it. That's the edge of our island. Now we need to expand into other islands, primarily this one over here, which is going to require us to build some naval units. So you can stay where you're at for right now. Oh, it's the Spartans. It's Colonel Santiago. Where in the world is Colonel Santiago? Greetings to you, Provost and Theogen. You are as always the most unethical of us all, and your followers the most reckless. Santiago, Colonel of the Spartans, salutes you. I guess she regards that as being a positive. I must caution you that my engineers have completed an advanced Plasma Sentinels prototype 131. The first units are, okay, yada yada yada. Let me discuss the situation frankly, Provost and Stratejinn. Your research stands in the way of my plans to exercise freely the God-given right to keep and bear arms. But, dude, have you seen the awesome weapons I've been developing? They're totally sweet. Like, I'm talking about, like chaos theory-based weaponry. That's awesome. How can you not want that? I will agree to overlook the state of affairs for the time being, but only in exchange for 50 enemy credits. Do not boast of your right-wing fantasies to me, Santiago. I don't even think that Santiago counts as right-wing. It's just all she cares about is guns. I mean, I don't know. I don't think any other issues doesn't care about her. Provost and Stratejinn, I cannot allow your research programs to continue any longer unchecked. You may try to hide it, but your so-called pursuit of knowledge is nothing but a covert, as it's supposed to be covert instead of covert weapons research program. I would think you would approve of that. Dude, I mean, you're all about the weapons. I shall therefore neutralize your faction and place these technologies in responsible hands.
Production complete.
Oh, go eat a bee, Santiago.
Project complete.
Okay, sweet. So we've built the Empath Guild, which means we get a video.
Symbols are the key to telepathy. The mind wraps its secrets in symbols. When we discover the symbols that shape our enemy's thought, we can penetrate the vault of his mind. Lady Deirdre Sky, our secret war.
Okay, so that allows us basically to contact any leader, gives us an infiltrator in every faction, and we get 50% more votes in any planetary election for a supreme leader, basically. Okay, so yeah, so planetary governor and supreme leader. Okay, they are directing their efforts towards a new goal, planetary transport system. We're going to change this over to planetary transport system, which again is really good to have because new bases begin at size 3.
Project initiated.
Okay, so I think that's a pretty good place to end this episode. I will see you next time.